Alright, Pox community, what's up? We have got a pretty cool match for you today, as well as a special treat. Sitting live with me, I've got two top tier players. I'm sure you're going to recognize both of them. Mr. BurnPyro, what's up, Burn?
Not much, not much.
And then you got to give credit where credit's due. I know in the forums he especially goes by his title of Lord. So Lord Markoth, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. So here we go. We got two big-time players going at it here. Krebmart, everybody knows him. He's currently ranked 17 Limited League. And Baxter23, been in the game a while too. 75 Limited solo right now. Baxter23 running full faction Sunderlands, and Krebmart running an ISFS split. Guys, there's a lot of splits right now going on with Forglar Swamp. What's the secret to running split Forglar Swamp here?
I don't know. Forglar Swamp just has a lot of tools just to handle almost every situation, so they've been always very, very neat to split with.
That and the even at half of what a full faction gets, the extra Nora per turn can add up in a longer game.
So we got a Salamander Daredevil off the board early for Krebmart, and the Forerunner coming in for Baxter. And on the other side, Kreb throws out a Neuromancer and Draxar Morph for Baxter. So kind of fast moving pieces going on right here in the middle font. There's the deflect. He's going to pin himself down. Ouch.
Actually, Salamander Daredevil was a pretty good response to the Draxar Forerunner. Typically, Forerunner's a very good early pick.
Yeah, didn't have fish that would have just lost mid funds. There's map twice where I've gotten a first turn Forerunner going first, and then you just have the mid fund before the second player even has his fund, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, to translate that out for you, first turn exert gives him 2, second turn he gains 8, so that's 10. Plus he can exert again in the second turn. That's 12 AP of movement, guys. That is, well, I don't think that there's not a font. Is there even a center font on most maps that's not attainable with 12 AP?
I don't think so.
Draxar Berserker on the board, and Salamander Daredevil getting its butt tag there. So let's see. They're going to end up with a font apiece. So I guess besides the, I don't guess you can really call the Salamander Daredevil a speedy piece. I mean, it has 7 speed, but other than that, it's not anything really spectacular. What is the key to winning on this map? I know that a lot of folks, it was redesigned. The shrines used to be over here off to the corners and stuff where these fonts are now. But they changed it to where you're brawling here over the middle font in between the two. So, what is the key to winning on this map? What is a really good solid strategy, especially if you're a second player and you're, trying to catch up to the first player?
Well, I guess it depends on what you're playing and what you have at your disposal. But if you look here, Krebmart's actually going to do fairly well as a second turn player because he has his initiative that allows him to keep up with the Forerunner, and he has his Mortar Crew, which is probably one of the best runes when it comes to fighting over a middle font.
Yeah, I think as a general strategy, what you want here is especially as going second on this map, you want as your first draw, you want something tanky that can contest that lower font for a bit versus the first player's rush. and go in second, you want some kind of rune that's fairly good in 1v1 fights, because top map always ends up being a 1 versus 1 struggle, and then you know, if you win that one, you've already got you know, a pretty nice advantage.
Have you ever seen anybody just kind of forfeit the upper font up there and just put more of a direct assault on the middle font? Like, for instance, let's picture this. Excuse me. Let's say that Krebmart did not throw the Neuromancer down onto to go fetch the lower font. As of right now, that Neuromancer would be really close to where that Salamon Daredevil is, with quite a bit of AP. Is there a tactic for that? I mean, can you win with a tactic like that?
I don't believe so. Well, I mean, you obviously could win depending on how your opponent responds, but by not sending somebody up font or up top, even if you win the bottom middle font, you're still going to be down in Nora due to your opponent taking the top font and possibly getting your top font as well.
Hello, Dwarven Mortar Crew, DMC, really laying the loving down on the Berserker, leaving him with just 16. He's going to regenerate some of that back, but being targeted or hunted, as they call it, is not going to do him any favors. You know, I guess you know, when you're running on against players of the same caliber, you're always looking for tips and tricks to win. And you know that sometimes, you know, if guys think outside the box a little, they can really surprise their opponents. You know, have you ever pulled that on somebody, just like a move that, you know, they were going, you know, what the crap is this guy doing? And then the next thing you know, I mean, you pull off some big switcheroo on them or something, and you know, it just really puts them in a disadvantage that they can't recover from. Have you ever, guys? Have you ever tried to try to pull off something like that, or you know, have you ever had to have a strategy like that?
Well, yeah, you go first, Burn.
Yeah, well, there's always like the obvious stuff. Like if you're running some kind of trick back, then you can always surprise the opponent with some kind of needed, you know, new trick. But mostly if you're running, you know, normal backs, and why did he kill the Daredevil there?
He's going to take himself out though.
Yeah.
That Death Nova is not going to sit well with that Berserker. He didn't quite get him down.
Is he even able to kill it? There he goes.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have the mid font, so I don't know what he was going for here.
Well, he's in a pretty good position. DMC is kind of stunned back at the moment.
Yeah, but by the time he can take that middle font, the black hand will already be down there.
Well, true.
He really didn't benefit anything from it.
He just spent a lot of Nora on it. He spent 60 Nora on a Maul and a Mana Magic Backlash to, well, kill that champ, but that champ was 79 Nora and your Draxor Berserker is 80 something, so you know, just used 60 Nora to trade off champs basically, which is, well, quite terrible.
The Boghopper Blackhand was released a couple of little midterms ago or whatever. Guys, I don't see a lot of those out there, especially in the meta. I know that there's a few. He's got multi-attack, counter-attack, melee, and ranged, and the Declare Hunted. I mean, he comes with a ton of abilities. Combo attack, stun. He does have the Merciful drawback, which maybe that's the reason going to be the answer to my own question. But guys, why don't we see a lot more Boghopper Blackhands in play?
To be honest, I'm not sure. They are fairly good runes. I'm not sure if they fixed the stun engage bug. For a while, if you stun somebody and they were cleansed, they would re-engage and you wouldn't be able to actually get your champion away. And with multi-attack and combo attack stun, he's able to lock down a champion fairly well.
Yeah, I still think that stun trick still applies.
You do think so? Okay, so explain that to us. For like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So.
Well, when you stun a champion, at the moment it causes them to disengage. So if you have two melee champs next to each other and one stuns the second,
okay,
they will disengage. And let's say the second player cleanses his champion, then what's going to happen is they're going to re-engage, and you cannot disengage on the same turn you engage. So your champion is stuck next to whoever stunned you, no matter what.
Okay, now I'm following you, and that is certainly an advantage to the stunning player, I would imagine, most of the time.
Especially if you're, you know, stunning a ranged champion or something like that, you can lock them down where they can't retreat.
Okay.
Yeah, there is that same problem with stealth and getting protected.
Burn, you're frying out on us again, brother.
Okay.
Up top, we got the Metamorphosis coming into play from the Morph. She's going to lock down that Neuromancer for a couple of rounds. And right now, Krebmart owns the middle font. Well, owned the middle font. He retreats back out. So why wouldn't Kreb keep that thing in there? I mean, it's got enough hit points to survive an assault from the Wilder.
I'm not exactly sure either. Even just leaving a single corner in there should have been enough to take the font and force Baxter to actually send a champion in.
So instead now, the Wilder's able to kind of retreat back out and open the door for Vendrax to get up in there. And that guy is a monster. With the recent updates and stuff to Vendrax, he's really become a playable champ here lately. And let's see how he's going to do against some of this stuff. Not going to fare so well against the Black Hand, though, with that combo attack stun and some other things that it has to offer. You know, and that, I guess that kind of goes back to my question about the Bockhopper Black Hand. You know, I wonder why we just don't see as many of them out there. I know he's a little squishy. His hit points are not the best in the world, you know.
He is a little vulnerable to spells, and like I play Iron Fist Stronghold, and my favorite thing to do against them used to be putting a Righteous Deflection on a ranged unit and then just shooting it once or twice, and it would kill itself essentially.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So Aspect of Divinity on the board for Krebmart. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces on the board for Kreb, and only 3 pieces on the board for Baxter. So Kreb with a couple piece advantage here. Plus Kreb's got his Neuromancer back now, so alright, we'll see what happens. In comes Vendrax. No surprise there. He's probably going to let loose on some acid here for the Black Hand, and might quite possibly get the I don't know if he can get that DMC in there or not. It's certainly going to be close. I think he's going to be a space too short on that area of effect, though.
If he has an extra bone splitter, maybe I'll reach it.
Bone
I know he had one
splitter.
on